on Coosa Christian's campus with three very special gentlemen on the eve of something very huge here at Coosa Christian. But before we get into that, I'm going to let these gentlemen introduce themselves at this time.
Teddy Whitmire.
Mark O'Brien.
Doug Williams.
All right, guys, Coach O'Brien especially, this time last year, you and Coach Felder and I sat right outside here and talked about something very special you were doing in a spring capacity, which was very successful at JSU. You brought the National Guard in. You're doing something very similar, which is going to be even more special to you guys because you're doing it here on campus at Coosa Christian. Tell everybody what you have set up that's going to be happening next weekend.
Yeah, so the games will take place on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There'll be several teams. Teddy did all the scheduling, and I did all the back channel support. And the back channel support is going to look like what it did last year. And, of course, next year it's going to really change, and it's going to be really cool. But it should be really, really good. We had to skinny it down a little bit this year, Bo, because I didn't want the field getting torn to pieces. So we didn't actively recruit a lot of teams. But next year we're going to look at a fall jamboree instead of a spring jamboree. And I think we may have a giant corporate sponsor, Huddle, coming on board. It's going to be really, really cool next year.
So who do you have scheduled at this point? I know y'all are looking for one more team between now and then if possible.
Yeah, Teddy handles all the scheduling. I'm handling all the back channel support, so for the logistics portion. So that's more of a Teddy question.
So on Thursday, we've got Thorsby and North Sand Mountain in section coming that day. And we're still accepting an opponent to come play North Sand Mountain in section, a half and a half if they would. If that don't happen, section North Sand Mountain will play each other that last game. Friday, we'll have us and Sachs and Fife coming here. And then Saturday is Cedar Bluff and Ider.
Saturday, Cedar Bluff and Ider. Mm-hmm. So, Coach, what come about? How did you set this all up? Because I know, obviously, last year you and Coach Felder come together is very successful. How did this come about bringing that here to the campus at Coosa Christian?
Well, I didn't really want it here. I wanted to move it to UAB, but the USFL, I talked to Bill Clark, who's a buddy of mine, and so the USFL's got all the teams are playing in Birmingham, and so it messed that up. And so I just said, hey, let's just do it here. Let's skinny it down a little bit. We don't need 20 teams. I wouldn't have a field by the fall.
Especially if it rained like that, man.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a field. So we skinnied it down this year. We'll probably go back to a college site next fall. But it's just to keep the train rolling, now.
Oh.
So, and we're looking at moving it in multiple states next year, maybe.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because you actually had teams from Georgia last year.
I did, yeah. We're looking at some really big boys, though, if I can make this happen. I've got a meeting with the executives at Huddle in December, and they're really open to what this plan is, and we're going to make it 10 times bigger than what it is right now.
That's good. Yeah. But this year is going to be very special. Let's dive into Coosa Christian specifically this year. We'll start just overall, Coach, about the team. What do you guys look like? Obviously, off-season workouts and things like that are about to kick in. Well, you've already been doing your off-season workouts, but your summer workouts. And what does it look like so far since you've had your hands on these guys for about a week now?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. I think we've got a ways to go, like all teams, especially offensively. We're behind to where the defense is, and that's a good thing. That means you're trending right. When the offense is ahead of a defense, that's probably not a good sign. You're going to be very good. So
Teddy's really smiling over there.
Yeah, because it's the truth. It's the truth, right? So yeah, I'm very, very happy. Of course, Teddy and all the coaches, they've done a phenomenal job. And Teddy's doing a really good job defensively at Larry with the offense. And so I'm really happy where we're at right now.
Okay. Larry, talk about that offense a little bit. I know coming into it, you have a lot of guys that, you're like, these guys could be playmakers. You had a lot of youth, though.
Yeah.
But your offensive line and lines definitely seem to improve, just overall offense.
Well, we got this new thing where we don't like to tell them that they're young anymore, We break it down on not kids, so that's something we stand on now. So,
I like that. So
we're going into the season with just, we're going to move forward, thinking that we can play ball with whoever we can play with, We got Fife and we got Sachs, two teams that are higher divisions than us, but we're going to still play ball with them, And I think we got some guys. See, I think skill-wise, I think we're actually really good, but, up front is where we're kind of struggling, and we got some big guys, though, that are going to come back, and they're trending in the right direction, just like Coach O'Brien said, you know, they're trending in the right direction. But
Who's some of the guys that's stepped out above the others and really impressed you so far?
We got senior Job Mostella coming back. He's going to be a big guy for us in the backfield. Got DJ Smith coming back. He's going to play that 8-slot receiver guy for us. Got Matthew Wright. He's a big guy up front. He's going to play the right or left guard for us. Got Hayden Peak. He's going to be a big wideout for us, new guy for us that I think is going to be really big for us. And we got another big wideout, DJ Mackey. He's going to be another big wideout for us that I think will be really good for us. So we got some good skill guys. It's just up front is where we're kind of struggling, and that's where maturity comes in. And we're going to be all right. We're moving in the right direction, and we're taking it slow, but we're moving in the right direction.
That weight room has definitely kicked in for you.
Yeah, and that's all. That all comes with mine, man. He's one of the best around, if you ask me. And I've been around some great coaches, and some great college, weight guys. And Teddy's one of the best that I've seen, with my own eyes. So.
Well, Teddy, with you, I know everything's about accountability. With your background coming up under Coach Benefield and that five, and you kind of took that to Pinson, won the state, had 36 sacks just from your unit in the playoffs alone. And now you've brought it here, and you've had a full year of workouts with these guys. So just start with the weight room before we talk about defense.
Unbelievable. Excuse me. Like we was talking about, we put a big emphasis on being explosive in the weight room, and a lot of that starts with a clean. I think we had, when we say 2 guys, I think that could power clean 200 when we started in November. That was coming back, and by last time we checked, was 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. We had 3 or 4 guys that are on the verge of being 200. So we're around that 20 mark now, where you kind of see that guys are improving there. We've had it's just a commitment, just not letting guys make excuses and showing up every day and just being consistent. So that's been the biggest key to guys making progress, is just being consistent.
No doubt. Now, defensively, I know you got a lot of returning starters, but you got some new faces as well. Mm-hmm. How's that unit look since you've had your hands on it?
They get better every day. One thing we want to be is physical. If we can't get the technique of it and can't figure out the schematics and the plays, we want to go 100 miles an hour and just go full speed and be physical. So we'll figure out the rest later in the spring. We're just looking for guys that want to play and want to be there. So,
who is some of those guys that it's kind of like I asked Alaric, that stepped up and you're like, okay,
I'll tell you one that speaks out more than any of them. He has done a complete 180 since last year, and that's Drake Alberry. It's unbelievable playing coach.
Yeah, it is.
Just the approach he takes every day. He's a big leader in the weight room, big leader on the field, big leader in the locker room. He's been fantastic. And defense and offense, you're only going to go as far as your front. Matthew Wright, solid. Caleb Besson, solid. He just got to learn how to play when he gets a little tired. Dylan Reed is a new guy. He's going to be pretty solid. He's very strong. He's just got to get his technique down, and he'll be really good. Two pleasant surprises has been Micah Hill and Dalton Hyatt has been, and DJ Mackey too on the defensive side. They've been really pleasant surprises. Eli Moats, it's been solid. Secondaries where we got a lot of returners back, so we should be pretty decent on the back end. A new guy back there for us is Drake Dupree, and I think he's made a lot of strides this year, and has kind of changed a little bit from that immaturity he had last year, and has really stepped up this year. So
that's good.
Well, we'll see.
Now, Coach, most people on the outside looking at you playing sacks and 5.5 probably call you insane. You're talking about the guys that met the third round last year, and Five's won 3 of the last 4 state championships. What went into scheduling those 2 teams specifically?
The thought process?
Yeah.
Or how hard it was to get?
Well, I mean, both. Let's go with both.
Well, I wasn't answering on how hard it is to get. Teddy made that happen because, again, he handled the scheduling of it. The thought process was okay, if we can get out here and compete against some of the state's best in a little higher classification, then it gives us a good benchmark for where we're going to be in the fall. It's going to be I expect us to – I don't want to be arrogant with this, but I expect us to challenge for the region this year.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this was just a good benchmark for us. I'm not saying we're going to win the region, so please don't take it as such. But this is a good benchmark on where we're at and where this program is.
All right, and then final thoughts. You tell everybody that comes to the game that they can buy tickets here. They don't have to go to GoFan or anything like that.
Man, we ain't doing none of that online stuff. Okay, just have cash. Cash is king. Right? So,
Yeah.
So Teddy knows the schedule and what times it kicks off. I really don't.
We can share that
I don't
as
even
well.
know
Yeah.
what. Yeah, I don't even know what time we play.
We'll
on.
post that schedule today.
Yeah.
And everything's going to start on Thursday at 5 o'clock. The games will start at 5. You can get here a little early. Friday will start at 6, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Let me.
And concession stand, if it's going to be open, and it's not going to be just snacks. They're doing Boston butts and a host of other things.
And for the coaches and media that'll be here, there'll be a hospitality room by the national
Absolutely,
flag.
and yeah,
Yeah, any coach, their plus ones will be observed here too as well. So
Yeah, so any
anybody
coaches
wants
around
to
there.
come, they
So I
can
got
come.
all that. Yeah, that's the part that I was working on behind the scenes. So I've got all that catered, right? And so the coaches, will be taken care of. All the players that are participating in the game will be taken care of. We're going to feed, everybody.
It's being filmed live too, right?
Yeah.
It's been filmed.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, awesome. Yep. Well, Coach, and we're looking for one more. So if we can,
Looking for one more, 1, 2, 1 or 2A, something like that. That even a 3A. I'm sure they'd be open to playing a 3A instead of
There was
playing
a different
somebody
look.
in their region.
yeah,
So
they want a different look.
yeah,
Somebody
that's
that
right.
hadn't seen
That's
before.
right. So
That makes
it'd just
sense.
be a half and a half, and you would come on Thursday, and that game would be at 8 o'clock, and maybe even 9 o'clock if you did a half and a half, I guess.
So that'd be between North Sand and Section.
North Sand and section. You play
Okay.
North Sand a half and section a half. So
Well, Eric, it's nice to have you on board as well, my friend.
Yes, sir.
In the Coosa blue here. This is not Carolina blue anymore. It's Coosa blue. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys, and we'll be seeing you next.